evening and welcome to Slam the Gavel, the show that tells it all regarding family court, other court issues, as well as CPS. I have Angel Law back on. Now, she was last on Season 3, Episode 107 and Season 3, Episode 146. Now, on the 27th of November, Terra Schlinger was found at her house at the age of 37, allegedly deceased, with no pre-existing conditions, no pre-existing health problems. And somehow in Orange County, a judge put a order in for a temporary restraining order. And somehow now she's deceased. We have a recording we're going to play that is public record. Welcome, Angel Law.
Hello. On approximately September 19th, 2022, a domestic violence restraining order was filed on behalf of deceased Terra Schlinger. At the time, Terra was alive. That temporary restraining order was granted. The judge left the children, Judge Gabriel Lee, left the children in the care and custody of the father after a restraining order was granted against him on the basis of the recording I'm about to play for you.
Well, guess what? Court order.
No, I really don't.
Give them the phone.
I have no interest. I mean, we try every day at 6 o'clock and they just don't have any interest.
I wonder why.
What do you want? What do you expect from me?
To put my kids on the phone.
Clean your shit up.
My shit is clean. Why don't you take a look in the mirror right now? Why, really, go look in yourself in the mirror right now and tell yourself you're all right. Check yourself before you talk to me.
Having a good time with strawberries.
Okay, well, can you walk out there and have them talk to us while they're picking strawberries?
I already said no to the both of you.
They don't even gog us on the phone.
She fucking said so, and I said no.
Let me see my daughter's face.
It's all good. I'm sorry. They don't want to talk to you. Neither of you. So get the fuck off of it.
Oh, so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm gonna have to re-record that.
They don't even
They're
know
children.
Shit, because you fucked up.
I did nothing of the sort.
Yeah, well, pick up that fentanyl out of your system and maybe you'd have a chance.
It was a false positive.
Bullshit, you're a liar.
I'm not a liar. That's one thing I'm
What do
not.
you think your mom would say? What do you think your mom would say about this right now? She would not be very happy that the grandma wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah. And soon you will be too. So it won't fucking matter. What?
Alright.
In your bed.
And why do you want me to be dead to our kids? Like, what is this? It's not fair. I've done nothing to you. Never. I've been kind and gracious for.
To give them that's positive. You're a piece of shit person.
No, I'm not. You married me. I have cards still from you.
Yes, well,
A lot of them, actually. You didn't always think I was a piece of shit person.
your mother is a witness. Give you $100,000 if you get rid of my last name.
I don't want your last name, sweetheart. Trust me.
You do want my money because you won't leave my house otherwise, will you?
Well, it's our house. That's what the judge said.
Better?
Yeah, isn't it? Why don't you read the court order? Do you have a coffee? Can you read? Can you have your nude and I'll read it to you? Because you should take a better look at it.
Yeah, well, guess what? You're a squatter.
Hey, guess what? You know what she's saying? That possession is 9/10 of the law. It's a real bitch sometimes, isn't it? Especially when it involves your kids.
It happens. You'd rather.
I'd rather have my kids in this house any day. This house means nothing to me.
Children.
What?
So you won't go to rehab because.
Because you haven't paid me a dime in 10 months. How do you think I can afford rehab or even a cell phone? You have made it an uphill battle for me the entire time, just out of spite.
Wait, you want some more money?
No, I don't. I'm entitled to it. Period. I was with you for 10 years.
Your mother is on the phone. She's not far from the fucking tree now, is she?
Well, she was in your corner for quite some time.
Did your grandma give you that house?
No, she did not.
Sorry, didn't Greg generate a fucking loan so you could take all money and equity out of your home that was supposed to be for Terra?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Robbie says that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
No, it's not true.
The same fucking bad seed.
Okay, well, I think that you better get your information correct because the house was mine. I'm the only child.
I don't care.
Riley can talk shit on me all she wants.
Riley can talk shit and she should. You fucked her over. You fucked her over. You're a bad mother. Thank God that, well, I hope that, what are your youngest two? Shit. What's her name? Your youngest two. What are their names?
Casey and Maverick.
What are their names?
I hope they're okay.
They're okay.
I'm happy to hear that.
You see?
In the meantime, so are your grandchildren, but you'll never see them.
And how's that?
I don't understand why they would do that.
Because you're poison. Because you're absolute poison. The both of you are. There's nothing that they need from you.
Yeah, they need their mom. And they're going to have their mom. And you're not going to keep them away from her forever. You can't do it.
There's no stuff in your ways.
You're the one stuck in your fucking way. You are.
The one who's holding the fucking bill, so guess what?
You made me a promise, and I don't know if you remember that. But you
You're
said,
breaking that promise.
Yeah, he does often. He has a hard time keeping his word.
I'd never take these kids from you. I will always be able to see them.
The only reason I'm breaking that promise is because you don't have anything that I need, that they need. None
Yeah.
of you do.
Yeah, we do. And something you can't buy. Frankly, it's not for sale what we have.
So whatever the fuck you can say,
I want to talk to my kids is what I want to say. Not your drunk ass. I mean, you look horrible, by the way. You've gained 100 pounds on wine. Is that like?
you know what I'm saying? Because you're too high on drugs.
I'm not high on
They
drugs.
don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, they do. Let me see their face. Let them tell me. Because Lexi has no problem telling me he wants a short call on me. And I wonder why. Because you tell them I'm dangerous and I'm bad, I'm a liar and I'm a thief and I'm a stealer. These are all things that they've repeated, that you've put into their head. That's called child abuse. It's called manipulation. And it's not right. I have never, ever defamated your character to our kids ever once. Never. And I surely could talk about what a piece of shit you are, and what a liar you are, and what an asshole you are, and how you thrive on trying to make me miserable. But you'll never win because I have God in my life, one, and joy, and love. And I lead with love, and that's what will win. Love always wins. Love always wins. It does. And that's how I know I'll win. Because this is a game for you. And unfortunately, you put our children as pawns right in the middle of it. Oh, really? Because I already won.
Okay, well, move out of my house. Let's sell that so we can just finish the whole deal, and then we'll talk about it.
Great. Why don't you wire me my money and follow through with the rest of the court order? Why do you expect me to hold up an end of a bargain that you can't? Do you think you're above the law? I know you obviously seem to act like it. You can't follow one court order.
See how beautiful my sunset is?
I can show you how beautiful mine is, because mine shows the ocean. I'm gonna take a ride on my tractor.
I like how you said it's your tractor.
It is, it's pink.
You didn't buy shit.
Nope, I inherited it by marriage.
You're so off base.
So are you.
So off base. And I have your children, so you can have my shit. I don't give a fuck about my shit. You can keep it all. House, fucking tractor, whatever. But as a mother, I would expect you to try a little harder.
As a father, I would expect you to try a little harder and care about your kids' needs as a mom. Don't tell me to shut the fuck up.
Because if you want to hear what the fuck I have to say.
No, I really don't. I want to talk to my kids. I want to talk to my Everly and Lux, not Greg.
Listen. In principle, you should care for your children, but you don't.
Because you withheld them from me as much as you can. You've done everything in your power to fucking keep them from me and hold me to a minute late, pop my tires, do whatever the hell you want to do.
I'm so sorry. Can't get off.
I'm not on the sauce. You're the one sipping the sauce with your purple lips. Look at yourself. Yeah, your wine whiskers. Awesome. Maybe those are wrinkles now. Well, I do sound a lot like my mother and my sister.
Susie, I'm so sorry. Your daughter is a piece of shit. All right?
Well, you pick wisely, don't you? You have a great pattern in doing that. You pick high quality women, and then you ditch them and throw them to the curb when you're all done using them.
You knew better.
I knew better, and I knew that I should have married a man that was better than you, but I did not. But I did it for my children. And now I suffer the consequences of marrying a douchebag. A selfish, entitled, nasty person. Oh, no, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. Definitely a survivor. You're a narcissist and you're an asshole. You're entitled and a spoiled little bitch, pussy. And you pay people to lie, which is even more pathetic. Oh, yeah, you are. You are really good at all that. You are, and I want to talk to my kids now. Thank you. It's past the time.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, it's past the time of 6 o'clock. They can tell me to my face that they don't want to talk to me. Get them on the phone.
Yeah, I would like to hear that they don't want to talk to their dog either.
Lux! Lux! Where is he at? Everly City. Let's talk to him.
Everly. Everly.
Yeah.
Everly.
Okay, I'm gonna hand you the phone. There you are. Dog off me and mommy.
Hi, honey.
Hi, sweetheart. you? I miss you. You look so pretty.
Isn't she tall?
And so tall and so pretty.
Lots.
You guys have all your stuff for back to school?
I already started school.
Oh, you did?
It was gonna be the third day of school. Yeah, but today is the second.
Lots of first day is next week, I thought.
This is Gaga. We have to talk to Mama.
Someone's gonna have a birthday party soon.
Me.
How old are you gonna be?
8.
Wow. What do you want for your birthday?
I want you to buy me a baby doll.
A baby doll. Okay. Any special baby doll?
Yeah, special one.
Okay.
What?
That sounds.
Mommy, I want you to get me something from home. I want you to get me my bear, my blonde bear
Your blonde
that I
hair.
got from Grandma.
I can do that. I miss you
Yeah,
so much.
I got you a special book, Everly, and it has a name on it. Should I mail it to you? Can I mail it to your house? And you'll get some special mail? And then I also got something, a surprise for Lux too, just because when I saw it, I thought about him. So I'll mail him a prize too. What is it? Well, it's a transformer, but you can't tell him what kind of transformer. Did you get a special backpack for school?
Yeah, I can't even say. Okay, no, it's Gaga. It's Gaga. I got Gaga, not mine. Cause you can't see it. You can see Gaga. No, Lexi, you can see Gaga.
Hey, I see your pretty face. Are you missing some teeth?
Yeah.
How many teeth have you lost? Still little baby teeth in there?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let me smile big. Look at that little face. Oh my gosh, I miss you so much. You look so much like your mommy when she was little.
I'm gonna see you soon, sweetheart. Don't worry.
What's Lux doing?
Lux is going over there. The plant, yeah.
Yeah, your daddy said you were picking strawberries. There you are. Your daddy said you were picking strawberries. You have a lot of strawberries?
Oh yeah, we weren't picking strawberries. We were actually planting rolling on because we have a lot of rolling ones.
A lot of rolling ponies? No way.
They have big pumpkins too. They really showed me huge pumpkins they're growing.
What do you want to be for Halloween?
Hey, I'm gonna let you talk to Gaga for a minute. I'm gonna get off the phone. I love you, baby. I miss you.
Look at the onion.
I love you, Lux. I love you, Everly. I'm gonna see you soon. Ooh, that's a beautiful big onion.
Was that an onion?
Onion.
What is that?
Oh, yeah, I want to tell you the pumpkin.
Okay, okay, I want to see it. Are you gonna carve them for Halloween? Where'd you go?
We can pause it.
Oh, there you are.
Those sound like children who doesn't want to talk to their mom.
No, they wanted to talk to her, and he was obstructing every way he can.
Lying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know,
And-
why the games? Why?
Well, what was it really about?
Mhm.
And now she's dead.
Mhm.
Do 37-year-olds die of natural causes? Beautiful young women
Mm.
who want to see their kids. His
Unbelievable.
admissions that she's going to be dead soon.
Mhm.
Or maybe him announcing and thinking it's funny that he bribed some of the so-called court experts. Right? I'm good at that, is what he said. She went in for a temporary restraining order based upon that conduct. He got custody of the children. She was found dead on Sunday morning. The next court date was December the 6th. But a piece of shit judge obstructed justice, and a piece of shit judge, instead of getting a bailiff, and that piece of shit bailiff who overheard this recording in the courtroom did abso-fucking-lutely nothing when he heard credible threats on two people's lives. Such credible threats that a restraining order was issued. Why was the district attorney not notified? There is no jurisdiction, there is no code section for a piece of shit family court judge to do anything here. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You know, he dropped the ball entirely.
No, he sentenced her to her death.
Mm-hmm.
Judge Gabriel Lee, through gross negligence or participation, obstructed justice. He's a judge, okay? He's not law enforcement.
Mhm.
This is an executive power. When you have somebody threatening two people's lives and you're presented with that evidence, you have a duty to give it to the appropriate jurisdiction. And that would be the executive branch, and the worthless Orange County Sheriff's Department bailiff stood there in a courtroom and failed to act on a credible threat because he has a cushy contract. So there's a lot to cover up at the family court. The Orange County Sheriff's Department is in what appears to be a quid pro quo racketeering syndicate to cover up crimes that are occurring in the courthouse. And the worthless Board of Supervisors has failed in their duty to investigate this criminal conduct. Marianne, can you tell me a place that a person is allowed to go and make announcements and have recordings played and have restraining orders issued for credible threats of having people killed and that they would be dead soon and that nothing happens. If you were to have a recording played in front of a police officer that you had made threats on 2 people's lives, would you be walking free?
No.
But
Should have
what
been
about if
locked
you're
up.
the heir? What about if you're the heir to the UPS fortune? Would you be allowed to walk free then? Did anyone hear Ms. Schlinger accuse or present the fact that the other person on the line believes he's above the law? Did anybody hear him laugh? I did.
Mm.
How does a person with a restraining order retain custody of children? And how about the good fathers
Mhm.
who have never done anything wrong and don't have their children? And the good mothers, like the one you heard,
Mhm.
who hadn't done anything wrong, and it's a lie. She wasn't on drugs. They said that there was a trace element of fentanyl. And guess what? Nobody can microdose fentanyl. So a gateway drug, right? She's not smoking pot,
Mhm.
not drinking alcohol, not doing cocaine or playing with heroin. But a trace element of fentanyl is found, is what they claim.
Mhm.
But I also heard somebody say that they know how to pay bribes and they think it's funny. So let's transition into why people have to stay out of court. Because there is no law and you have no rights. One of my, somebody I know coined that phrase, and it resonates here.
Mhm.
And so folks, if you think that if you're a good father and you have an abusive wife and you're going to go into court and the judge is going to care, or the judge is going to give you the custody, you're wrong. They're going to put the custody where the children are in danger. They're going to do whatever it takes to make the fight be as big as possible. And they don't care that Terra is dead. And they don't care that these children lost their mother. They don't care at all. You are an inconvenience in their court. They hate you. They hate you. The only thing that you're there for is to traffic your children, to drain you of your assets. Tell everyone you know to settle everything that they have. Defund the courts. Do not go there. It's not legal advice. It's just based upon the audio recording we just heard.
So very sad.
And that piece of shit judge, he used to be like a prosecutor. So don't tell me that he doesn't know the criminal code. I don't want to hear any bullshit excuses.
Mhm.
Sorry. Okay.
This is very
So let's
recent.
transition into, we're gonna fast and dirty. Here we go. You got to recuse bad judges, and recusing bad judges is hard work, and making judicial complaints is hard work. But here are just some things that you need to know. Number one, as soon as you see misconduct by your judge, you, one, file a complaint to your presiding judge. If you don't listen to the instructions, if you try to bake a cake because you know better without following the directions and adding the egg, you'll wind up with a pile of dust. So you're gonna have to file, no one gets to reinvent the wheel. We're just not that special. Got to file a complaint to your worthless presiding judge, and your worthless presiding judge will provide you a nonsensical response. That's what you need, because until you get your moron presiding judge to send you a nonsensical response, you can't go to the like the Commission on Judicial Performance or whatever moron name they have for themselves in whatever jurisdiction that you're in. You go and you file your complaint to your worthless presiding judge, and then you take that worthless response that he provides you. And you usually have to do it in writing. I filed them certified and registered mail. And then you send it up to the Commission on Judicial Performance. You do not complain about court orders. Courts of appeal are where you complain about bad and erroneous court orders. You can only complain about their conduct. And the way to complain about their conduct is you print off a copy of your local judicial canons and you go through the canons line by line. And then you aggregate each act, each citation from your transcript of what your judge did to discriminate against you, to disparage you, to be undignified, disrespectful towards you, cut you off, wouldn't let you be heard. That is what you complain about. You do not want to lose. You want to have nothing happen. Complain about their orders. I encourage you, if you want to have another throwaway complaint, you complain about their orders and make lots of conclusions. And then you'll definitely get nothing done. And then you can say that they do nothing. Or if you want to be unique, you can use the judicial canons and complain about their demeanor, conduct, and cite it. And provide exhibits. No opinions about the judge because they don't care about your opinion. You can only cite what you witnessed and you have to provide them transcripts. And oh, if you're just a usual commoner, you might not have transcripts. But if somebody sent you a USB stick in the mail and it has a recording of your hearing on it and it magically appeared in your mailbox on your front doorstep, and maybe you put that recording into www.rev.com, which will produce a transcript with AI that's a lot better than Otter. Maybe those unofficial transcripts can be a writing guide and you can quote what the judge said. Or maybe you took excellent contemporaneous notes during the hearings and you quoted the judge and you can quote to that commission on what that judge did wrong. You have a valid complaint. Now, separately, to disqualify a judge is a whole nother matter. Once again, it's going to be very similar. In fact, if you have exemplar complaints on your Commission on Judicial Performance that break down how judges were removed from the bench, use those out. I like those as a template. And I write up quotation of what the monster, awful bag of vomit judge said, your personal impressions, what you personally witnessed. I saw the judge roll his eyes. I saw the judge become red in the face and lean over his bench. The judge yelled at me. The judge pointed his finger at me. And then you break down the canon of how that violated your rights. The judge did not let me be heard. And you quote it. You go through your contemporaneous notes or your actual transcripts. And you break down the conduct of that judge. And you disqualify that judge for cause, for not providing you a fair trial. And it's hard and it's not easy, but there are uscribed.com. Just look up a motion to disqualify a judge. See that it's done in personal declarations. See that you don't actually even need points and authorities. Use your commission on, judicial performance or judicial conduct. They will cite the cases and the combination of which canons were violated and what case laws that they relied on to remove a judge from the bench. That is the information I personally use to write motions to disqualify a judge. And You know, in Tara's case, right?
Mhm.
If all of the judges are corrupt, right? I guess, I mean, but I do know of like, Tara died in the county of Orange, California. One of the most corrupt courthouses in the country because there's a lot of money. And there was a charlatan creep, so-called expert on this case who got a large sum of money to flip custody. That mother, in I think it was December of 2019, was punched in the face. And this is, got her a domestic violence restraining order, so we know it happened. And she was knocked unconscious by her abuser. She got a restraining order for having been punched in the face and knocked unconscious. And then the private deputized charlatans were hired out to flip the script and take her children away from her for profit, peddling testimony for money. I know a lot of good dads. I know a lot of good moms. And the children are not with them. So if you want an outcome that defies logic, you should proceed immediately to your local family court. And if you don't want your life savings, you should proceed immediately to the family court. And if you want to go bankrupt, you should get an Uber black car to get you there faster than whatever vehicle you might be driving. Because you'll get some really, really bad orders if you want to go there. I mean, if that's what you're into, like, go for it. And if you want somebody who doesn't know the law presiding over your case, you should rely on a family court judge. That's a great idea. So if you have to just escape a judge, escape a judge. But the number one thing is don't go to the court. Good parents, don't go to the court. And if you're, you know, like the whole idea of 50-50, folks, if you were with a good person, you would just be fluid about accommodating the kids going back and forth. Children are not chattel. It's not 1 week on and 1 week off. It's, I want to be at mom's house for 3 nights. I want to be at dad's house for 6 nights. I want to be at mom's house for 8 nights. I want to be at dad's house for 2 nights. Then I want to be at mom's house for 1 night. And you let them do that. Being divorced, yeah. I mean, come on, like, you can just live in a separate house and you don't have to see your spouse's ugly face. It's over. Just make it work for them. Make it work for the kids. And I understand most of us have some monster on the other side, but the court gives them a megaphone. It's run by the very awful people, that same personality, megalomaniacs that hate children. That's who's running the court. And that's how people wind up dead. Folks, you know, whatever. At least, you know, I'm just going to say the, you know, free resources, Google Scholar, wonderful tool. If you don't know how to use it, you can learn. If you know how to use Google, you can use Google Scholar, www.googlescholar.com. There's all sorts of briefs, case law. It's easily searchable, way better than the stuff that you pay for. And then law libraries, you can make friends with the law library clerk and they'll send you case law. If you're in California, there's a service where the guy actually does tutorials, walks you through every legal form. Most moron family law attorneys don't even know how to do most forms.
Mhm.
You know, your billing hours are high because they have to look stuff up all the time. But there's no good in the family court. There's
Mm-mm.
none. So I won't go on too much. Everyone just make friends also with the other gender.
Mhm.
Everybody quit this, men are narcissists. No, like the men who get assigned that title, they're just abusers, and women aren't crazy. They're just selfish at times.
Mhm.
You know, it's like we don't need to try to diagnose people. And you know, we all sound ridiculous doing it, by the way, too. The court makes fun of everybody that does that.
Mhm.
It just discredits you. So like, here's the deal. Like, don't let Satan preside over your estate, your family. I don't care how much you hate the other person.
Mhm.
The court's not going to make it better. You might wind up like Terra. Or you might be a really great dad who gets completely cut out of his children's lives because then the court can charge you more for support.
Mhm.
The court doesn't make money if they get it right. They're already against you. They're already against whatever's going to be right. They defy the law on purpose. There's no, oh, let's get more training. Let's get more laws. Oh my gosh, how moronic. We
Mhm.
can't even get them to apply the Constitution. I don't need more laws. I don't need more bureaucracy. It's not going to help any of us. We have to, as a group of people who know how this works, we have to work together, even in like mediations. Any person can preside as a mediator.
Mhm.
Like, just work it out. Anyone but a judge is the answer. I do know, like, there's all one decent judge in the county of Orange that I'm aware of, and they're going to get rid of him because he's great.
Mhm.
They don't, it's like CPS. Good people don't last because they see how disgusting their coworkers are. The job is hard because of the people, the bureaucracy, the evil government that is lording over us, that they see how corrupt it is. And so good people leave. And please, we all not know, avoid the infighting, and please work together with the other gender. You will see that it's not, oh, women are so favored, oh, men are so favored. No, the court hates you both.
Mhm. Mhm.
They just discriminate against good parents. Whoever's horrible, they win. There you
Mhm.
go. Just like a judge. They see them, resemblances of themselves. Horrible human beings. Horrible human beings, front of the line.
Mhm.
Good parents, front of the gas chamber line.
Mhm. And the
You
people that are,
you want to settle, you're a problem for the court.
Mhm.
You don't want the back and forth. You don't want to be in court, you're a problem. They want your money. How are they going to get golf paid for with their lawyer buddies? How are they
Mhm.
going to get their campaigns paid for without their lawyer buddies?
Mhm.
So I know we'll have to see if this is just too angry. Is it just too fresh for me?
This was a shock. No one ever saw this coming in a way, but come on now, you know?
Well, of course, we played it to a judge. Played it to a judge and asked for her to be protected.
And they don't care. This is what parents need to know is they don't care about you. Once you invite the government in your home, then they start running the show. And if you're too truthful and if you're too honest, you're going to lose.
Gonna lose.
That's what happened to me.
You better not talk about what they really do. You better
right.
not talk about how the casino actually works. You better not talk about how the roulette tables weighted. You
Mhm.
better not. You better not talk about how the decks are stacked against you. You had better not.
So horribly sad.
So this podcast is in loving memory of a mom who just wanted to see her children. And the county of Orange has made a lot of money off of her being tortured to death.
Mm.
So if that doesn't sum it up, if this isn't my thoughts, this isn't my opinion, these are just facts in the universe. Everyone can form their own opinion as to what exactly happened from that recording. But if you have an IQ higher than a cold day in Alaska, you can figure out what went down. So I got to go work on that. And I got to go work on disqualifying another judge.
I totally appreciate your being here, and I wish there was something I could say to comfort you.
I was going to do her supervised visitations because she had run out of money. But it was too close because I couldn't be neutral. I couldn't be an unbiased person. So I couldn't be the supervising monitor.
Mm. Mm.
And I was just on the CJP, and some loser made some comment about me having crocodile tears when I explained that some parents choose death over life because the suffering seems far less than going back to court.
Mm.
And the CJP, this ugly ogre-like creature, its name was Justice Johnson, discredited what I said and said, oh, parents are just emotional. I don't even know that thing has ever even presided over family law matters. But disgustingly discredited parents for what they go through. Like it's about the emotion of having your assets divided. Folks, you know what this all circles back to is cameras in the court.
Mhm.
Because I would like to see this judge answer for a dead mom after that recording was played. Because we could put that on TV real fast.
Mm-hmm.
That is why they don't want cameras in the court. So before there's another moronic law that they won't follow, before there's another fee, before there's another organization, before there's another 501c3, before there's another group that forms, we need cameras in the court nationally. And we also need to end judicial immunity by a ballot measure. Until we get judicial immunity struck, and we need the cameras to show exactly why they should not be immune. Folks, the pigs used to have judicial absolute immunity as well. Cops lost absolute immunity after the body cams because people were seeing young Black men pulled over for no reason, killed. And the public outrage ended their immunity.
Mm-hmm.
And we have children and families being killed in the court. The answer is cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Cameras, cameras, cameras. Once upon a time, books were only for the super wealthy. And then the printing press was created, and commoners were allowed to read.
Mm-hmm.
Well, transcripts are for the super wealthy. but audio and visual could be for every person. In the state of Arizona, I think it's $4 or $6.95. And after each hearing, you get a USB stick with your proceedings, in a digital format. And if you wish to have them transcribed, you may at a fraction of the cost, but you have the complete record of your case. And you're not treated as less than, it's not for corporations. Transcripts are part of your due process. There's no reason for us to have these tyrannical court reporter monopolizing, putting the average person into poverty creeps. They're just creeps, parasites, whores of the court.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely every parent deserves to have a copy of their record. So we have to start ripping our corrupt politicians out of office because they put these corrupt judges in place. And guess what, folks? In this awful bucket of vomit state of California that I reside in, there's all of like 2,000 judges. There's 38 million of us. You think we can put it on the ballot and say that they don't get immunity? You think that the parents of murdered children, where judges let rapist murderers out, it's not the police that did it, it's corrupt judges.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the corrupt judges that sell children cash for kids scandals?
Mm-hmm.
You think those judges deserve immunity? How about the most recent Orange County case where they found a judge had framed a man, was involved in prosecutorial misconduct for a petty thief to be framed for murder and sentenced to 30 years in jail? Michael Murphy, piece of trash. He should be behind bars, but judicial immunity says he will not. Prosecutorial misconduct to take a man's liberty, a petty thief. And this is what we're up against, folks. So we have to, our unified fronts, please consider cameras in the court, ending judicial immunity.
Mm-hmm.
Until we have that, we're just, Bambi in the field.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the weapons. So men, women, this is not a gender issue. We've got to work together against the judges. There's a lot more of us. And there's not just us, the active people. We have generations of people who have been destroyed by the corrupt courts. Most people suffer in silence, depression, alcoholism, joblessness, homelessness. We are all 1 degree away from that fate. So I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Fight on, but try to get away from these courts.
Most
That's it.
definitely. Well, don't jump off. Slam the Gavels of podcast help the public understand what really goes on in these family courtrooms. I'm your host, Marianne Petrie.